Okay, I think we are live. So, hey guys, welcome to today's demo session. Okay, let's start again. So, hey guys, my name is Jan from DoraHacks, and I'm super excited to host today the Request Network demo session. And it's like the first demo session. There will be another one tomorrow, and super excited to kick this off following the Request Network summer hackathon, which started on the 17th of June. And so like a lot of developers were hacking the last few weeks, and we had over 33 submissions, and the total cash prize pool was 15K, whereas like the first winner got 7.5K, the second one to build a payment app got 2.5K, building an accountant app also 2.5K, and building a lending app also 2.5K. And there's 35,000 aside for projects that submitted. And yeah, so super happy to see the demos today and having here Alex and also David, plus the demo teams. So today we have here at least 3 different teams demoing, which is Invoice Lending, Quotal, and also Piper Pay. Maybe for the audience, if you do have any questions, you can drop them in the comment section and then teams can answer them later. But I would want to give the word over to Alex and also to David, and then we can jump straight into the demos.
Hi everybody, I'm Alex, comms and community for Request Network. I am joined by my dear colleague David, aka Mantis Clone, our senior blockchain engineer, and thank you Jan for the super nice intro as always. We've had well over 140 hackers registered, and I think 36 submissions, well, out of them 34 valid submissions. So I think this was a very nice opportunity for us to find out what builders think about our documents and our infrastructure. We've gotten a lot of feedback from a lot of people. We do have a survey that we are going to send. It's some may think it's long, but it's got like 12, 13 questions, and all of them pertaining to your hackathon experience, your development experience with our stack. It would greatly help us if you could go through all those questions. I know it's going to take around 5 to 10 minutes. It's not the shortest one, but you are helping not just yourself, you're helping future generations of developers and builders to have a better experience and to create better products for a more inclusive economy. Moving on, we're here at the first demo event. We will be having another demo event tomorrow at a more earlier hour in GMT so that we can accommodate Asian time zones as well. But for now, like Jan said, we have 3 projects presenting. Their names are Invoice Lending, Quotal, and Piper Pay. That's going to be the order as well. And the judging criteria are 4 criteria, 4 big ones. So utility, ease of use, technical sophistication, and innovation and uniqueness of features. So we will be scoring each of those criterias. The judge panel is made up of our developers and our protocol leads. So we will have David, who's right here with me, plus Stefan and Ayman, who are senior full stack engineers. And it's a bit late for them today, but they'll be on during tomorrow's demo. And Francisco, who is the protocol lead project manager, and he's also in a technical role. So they will be judging based on those 4 criterias, and we'll give everybody points. We will split the polls accordingly, the prize polls. And yeah, that's about it. So David, if you want to add something, otherwise we will start. So once again, the running order is Invoice Lending, then Quotal, and then Piper Pay. Each of you will have 5 minutes. So I messaged you already, but you just to remind you, 5 minutes maximum. I will set a clock here, and after those 5 minutes pass, you'll have to close your presentation. And if David has questions, you'll be able to answer them after those 5 minutes. So not within those 5 minutes. Okay, anything to add, David?
Nope, that's how sounds like you covered everything. I'm eager to jump in.
Awesome. So yeah. Aris, do you wanna go?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
I'm gonna share my screen. Yeah, you should be able to see it now.
Yes.
So yeah, first of all, I would like to clarify the title of my project. So it's called Invoice Lending. but the project that I'm building right now is actually invoice factoring. So I just realized this morning that they were two different things. So yeah, do keep that in mind. So yeah, for the demo, I have recorded a video and I'm gonna walk you through the video. So the project that I'm building was built on top of the template that the team from Request Network has provided. So you can see a familiar UI here. So let's create an invoice here. So this is also a familiar UI. And for the invoice that we are going to create is going to use ERC20 transferable receivable as the payment network. So this will allow us to do the invoice factoring. So let's just fill in the rest of the information and then start creating the request. Yeah, and then let's keep it. And then once the request has been created, we should be able to see in the dashboard. I created the second dashboard, which will show only all of the requests that have been that are using ERC20 transferable receivable as the payment network. So as you can see that we have created a new invoice number 33 here, and then in the detail we can see all of the action that have been performed and also the pending action. So this will show basically the next action that need to be performed to continue the process. So the next step for the user is for the payee to mint the invoice as an NFT. And to mint that, then it's just a simple call to the smart contract that has been implemented by the request network. Yeah, I will fast forward to it. Yeah, after I refresh the web page, then you should be able, we will be able to see that the invoice has been minted as an NFT, and we can see who is the owner. And for the next step of the demo, then I'm gonna list the invoice into the marketplace. And the process is first we need to approve to authorize the marketplace to transfer the NFT on the user behalf. And after the authorization has been approved, then we can start calling the list invoice functions. I'm going to fast forward. Yeah, so after the invoice has been listed to the marketplace, I implemented the marketplace webpage, and we should be able to see the invoice that has been listed here. And if you go to detail, we can see still the same information. Right, so now let's go to the second account. So the second account is the payer in this case. And for the sake of the demo, I'm going to show that the payer in this case is going to approve the invoice, which means that the payer promised that he's going to pay the invoice. Right, and yeah, so after the invoice has been approved, now we go to the third account. So what the third account is going to do is that it's going to buy the NFT. So it's going to swap the invoice with some tokens. Pay attention to the address of the account. So it's account 46. We are gonna verify that all of the transactions have been performed successfully. So the third account is gonna go to the marketplace and then it's gonna buy the NFT. It's also the same process as minted, so as listed. So we need to approve to authorize the smart contract to transfer tokens. And after that, after it has been approved, then then we can continue with the next transaction, which is the invoice swapping. Right. Let's fast forward. So yeah, so at this point, the transaction is successful. So if we go to the dashboard, I'm gonna fast forward. Yeah, I'm gonna fast forward again. Yeah, if we go to the second dashboard, you can see that the NFT owner has been changed. Now the account, now the owner is the third account, which has the address that starts with 46. So the transaction is successful now. If you go to detail page, so this is still the status. And for the demo as well, I'm going to show that what happened when the payee pays the invoice. So we can see that where the tokens go to.
Okay, you've passed 5 minutes. I'll give you 30 more seconds for the
Yeah, so I will just
closing
fast
remark.
forward, and then I'm going to show you this final piece of the video. So you can see that once all of the transactions have been performed, you can see that the tokens that the pays go to the owner of the NFT instead of the pay of the invoice. And also one more thing to add. So in the smart contract that I implement is that it gives 5% profit margin to the party that perform the invoice factoring. So you can see that there's a 5 USD different here. So it's just for the demo sake. I implemented it in such a way. So yeah, that's my project.
Thank you. Thank you so much for presenting. Thank you for taking the time to work with our infrastructure. David, do you have any questions?
I do,
You
yes.
must have questions.
So I
yes.
want to know a little bit more about the smart contract that you wrote for swapping.
Yeah.
You said that it takes a 5% fee of sorts, or a 5% discount on the total value of the invoice.
Yeah.
How do you feed the expected amount of the invoice into that smart contract?
So the NFT itself stores the information about the tokens, the amount of the
Okay.
token that the payers need to pay. So basically, yeah, it uses the information and then multiply by 5% or 95% or whatever percentage. So that's how it works.
Cool. I like that. That's like a very simple NFT swap sort of implementation, or a purchase NFT implementation. I like for a hackathon, and I could definitely see that being expanded to other more complex like mechanisms.
Yeah, indeed.
Cool.
That should be possible. Yeah.
Cool demo. I think that's all I have.
I'm sorry, I was muted. I'm not used to using Zoom so much. Okay. We should move on for the second demo, to the second demo. If you could please, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Shut off screen sharing. Kudu,
Yeah,
you wanna go?
yeah, sure. Let me share my screen.
Yep.
Okay, let me share screen, I think. Can you see my screen?
Yes. Perfect.
Okay, good. So here is my project, Quota. So I tried manipulating the given template, and I see I couldn't do much with it due to the boilerplate it's set up with. So I tried creating my own, although it's not completed yet because I was a bit sick, and yeah, but at least I was able to get something done. So it's a quick invoicing app which I can use to invoice my clients, because I do a lot of freelance work and I don't like the charges the platform takes from the contract. So it's just a quick invoicing template which I can use to invoice my client. So yet I'm still working on the download button because compilation is slow due to the library provided. Although this is an example of an invoice, and these are the invoices provided and I've sent to my client. So for example, I can create a new invoice. So I'm going to send the issue date to today, and then the due date to be tomorrow. And the client address could be an account address. And for the recipient, I can use my address as the recipient. And currently I'm only testing on Sepolia, and I'm using the faucet token as the token. So the description, this is demo invoice 1. Invoice one, and the amount can be one token and 2 units of it. I can add another item, demo invoice. So, and also price can be 2 token and then 1 unit for this. I can remove this and probably add it back. I can attach a memo if I needed to, but I'm not going to. Demo memo. Now I can't attach an attachment yet, so I can create the invoice. I think I have enough approval already, so I'm just going to sign the transaction on the fly. And then it's processing. It's the 4th invoice for this account, so I've created 3 already. And the invoice has been created already. So if I go to send invoices, yeah, I can see the invoice for you. It's created already. And if I try to go to create new invoice, I can see the invoice here is the 5th invoice, which I'm not going to create another one. Let me just switch the account to the account the invoice is sent to, and that is my account 3, I guess. So now I'm connected to the other account with the invoice is sent to, and I can see this is the invoice sent to the account. This is the demo invoice. And yeah, that's the content for this invoice, just 2 units of the token, and you can pay the invoice. So I have enough approval to actually while I was testing, but let me just send this invoice. The invoice is loading already. So it's the 4th invoice from the previous account. So the transaction is still processing. Let me confirm this. Okay, the invoice has been paid. As I can see, the alert here, transaction has been submitted. Although, I don't know, I have a glitch here. This should be updated. Let me just refresh this whole page instead. Because the invoice is paid. Okay, so the invoice has actually been paid. And I could have actually refreshed the invoice here instead of actually refreshing the page. So I think get to work on some other features like the download button to download the invoice and the share link to share my client the invoice for the invoice to pay up the fees. So that's the demo from my end.
Thank you very much. David?
I'm curious what wallet connection library
Yeah.
did you use?
I use the Wallet Connect wallet model.
Wallet.
Yep.
It's like is it from Wallet Connect? Is that Connect Kit?
I'm not sure actually. Let me see if I can. No, it's used wallet model from Wallet Connect actually.
Oh, okay.
Yes, let me quickly check that. That should be yeah. So
Web3 modal. Okay. Got it. I saw on the creation screen that you had like a save draft button.
yeah, it's disabled.
Oh, it's disabled. Okay. But that could be an interesting feature if it was implemented.
Yeah, definitely the timeline was against me and I'm actually sick. So that was why.
It looks really good. Just I like that the full payment flow is all implemented out.
Yeah.
Thanks. I don't have any other questions. Well, actually, I just thought of one. I'm sorry. Is I see that there's an option there for clients. Were you able to implement like a clients feature?
This.
Oh no, I mean like on the left side, there's like a button at the bottom for clients.
Yeah, I think these 2 pages are coming soon because of timeline and compilation. Compilation is very slow. I don't know why, but I'm still trying to figure out why the compilation is very slow.
Oh, I see. Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much for the demo.
Thank you, Kudu. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
And if you could stop sharing the screen so that Vedant can also start sharing
Sure.
and present his Piper Pay build. Perfect. So plain enough for us. We can see your screen. Awesome.
Yeah. So I'll start.
Yeah, let me just know. Okay, cool graphics. You've got some Canva skills, I see. Go ahead. Timer starts
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. So we are going to present Piper Pay. It is a simple invoicing app. And so we'll just start by connecting a wallet. First, we'll be starting by creating an invoice. The invoice has a form. It's a three-part form. So in the first section, you have to give the invoice, the pay details and the payment details. So you can add various details such as name and address and emails as per the invoice schema. For the payer details, you can also select from address or smart contract address. And similarly, you can add the details. On the right side of the form, there is a PDF. You can download it anytime. And it is updated as you update the form. For the payment currency details, you can pay in different formats from native currencies to Bitcoin to ERC token to superfluid streams. So for this demo, we'll be playing with superfluid streams. And we can select a network, for example, Sepolia, and a currency. We'll be sending 0.01 Ethereum X, which is a superfluid token. For payment IDs, we can use the superfluid stream, but it depends on what currency detail you actually choose while starting. Now you have to choose a flow rate. So this is the rate how your currency will flow, and we can select the expected start date. So we'll select it as yesterday and a payment address. You also have advanced options. You can fill these, but these are optional if you want more control over your invoice. And at the last part, you have the invoice details. You can put in some invoice related details such as IDs and more, and also some invoice items. You can add in payment terms such as payment due in 30 days and an optional due date, which is not checked at runtime, but it's good for information, and a late phase. And as you can see, the PDF is updated, and at last you can create your invoice. You need to sign a message, and then your invoice will be created. Once your invoice is created, you can go to dashboard and see your invoices. So as you can see, there's an invoice 0.01 ETHX. So I have made two more requests previously. So at start, we're going to pay the superfluid stream. So you can go to your invoice. And once this loads, you will see that we are now streaming 0 ETHX per second because we haven't paid yet. So I'll switch to my other wallet. And we can now pay the amount. And as you can see, when I pay amount, I will be minted an NFT. It was an outbound NFT. So for this address, I'm going to pay the stream. So it will be an outbound NFT. And it will take some time for the update because it needs to go to the subgraph and update it. So until then, we'll pay the other two invoices created. So the first one will be a native token on Ethereum Sepolia. It's a basic one. And for this case, you can also select an amount, how much you want to pay. So for example, I'm paying about more than 70% of an amount. And as you can see, the amount is going to be transacted from this. It waits for about 2 block confirmations. And as you can see, the status is about 79% because we have a confirmation now. And let's go to the second one. We have ERC20 token. It's a faucet token. And for this one, we'll pay the entire amount and see how it works. So we are paying 1000 faucet tokens. So as it is ERC20 tokens, we need to give an allowance first to the smart contract. We'll give an allowance for 1000. And after we give an allowance and it is confirmed on chain, we can then proceed for sending the tokens. In the meantime, you can also download the invoice, and the payer and the payee both can download invoices. This is what it looks like. And now my ERC20 is approved, so now I can send it. And in a while, it will update the current amount as completed. Now we'll go to the super fluid one to see if it has updated yet. We still need an update from the subgraph, so we'll wait for some time. For the superfluid one, I guess it's taking some time because of the subgraph, but as you can see, there is a constant outflow and constant inflow in FT, which is sent to the payee and the payer respectively. So, and wait some time for this to update.
Yeah, we're well over the 5 minutes, but since it's taking time for the blocks to process, we're gonna let you finish.
We can get on to the questions. If it refreshes in between, I can show you then.
Sure. Yeah. So my question is, when you say the subgraph is taking a long time, which subgraph are you referring to?
The Ethereum X subgraph for like the updation of flow rate. So, what happened was when I was integrating Superfluid with request network, I was getting many errors because in the pay request function, we were not able to pass in custom parameters to for the Superfluid framework. So, for example, I was using the Ethereum X currency, and we need a custom resolvable address for that purpose. And the SDK did not give a custom parameters for the framework, so I implemented a full payment flow for superfluid tokens from scratch. And in this version, it goes through a subgraph. So when the subgraph updates, then we get the data and the currency year streams.
I see. Is it it's a subgraph that's hosted by Superfluid? It's like a free,
Yes.
open, public one?
Yes.
I see. Do you think it's possible that it's like a rate limit sort of thing? Like it's not
I
allowing
can
you
sh
to.
I can go to the DoraHacks submission. I have video there.
Oh, I see.
Okay, so this was one. So after updation, it is like this.
I see.
So like then you can update the flow rate if required. So a payer can increase the flow rate and pay the amount quickly.
So my question for you is, it wasn't shown anywhere in your demo, but your description shows that you implemented a Bitcoin payment mechanism. Can you describe that a little bit?
Yeah, for Bitcoin payments, you need to add the Bitcoin payment in the advanced option, so the payment address or something, and then when you receive the payment, you can declare payment as complete from the dashboard.
I see. And I'm guessing that's the same thing that you do with fiat currencies as well.
Yes, yes.
Got it. Very cool. I don't have any other questions. Thanks so much for presenting.
I would have one question. Great presentation. So like, what were the biggest challenges that you and your team faced when implementing on Request Network?
Maybe the superfluid integration, because like first of all, there were no, like, when I get the supported currencies from the network, there were no available for the superfluid. The one was for ring by testnet, but it's depreciated. So I had to implement, like, do some config for custom currencies, and I wanted to override some parameters from the SDK, but was not able to do so. So like I just had to go to GitHub and copy a full source code and make it local.
Okay.
I see.
What about you, Aris and Kudu? What was the biggest challenge for you, Aris, and what was the biggest challenge for you, Kudu, while working with our infrastructure and documentation?
For my project, I think the documentation is the biggest challenge, in a sense that for my use case it's not ready yet. So I have to dive into the source code and then look at the unit test and then try to understand how it works, and try to implement it, try and error based on what I can find in the
Right.
source code and in the unit test.
Okay, thank you. And if you're still around, Kudu, what was your biggest challenge during these tweaks? Kudu, are you still around?
Yes, it.
There you go, dude. What was your biggest challenge? What was your biggest issue while integrating request? If you could tell us.
Actually, my biggest issue is compilation. Like it takes, I noticed if I disable the library and I tried running my code, it compiles super fast. So initially I was using the Vite and everything was working cool until I reached a point where it couldn't compile anymore. So I had to move everything down to Next because I noticed it worked fine with Next, but it is very, very slow. So if I make a little change in my code base now and I save the file, it takes like 10 to 30 seconds to update on the fly. But I know the issue is coming from the library itself. So I think that's my biggest challenge. So it slows down my work rate.
Thank you
Oh.
for the feedback, all of you, and thank you for taking the time to present your project. Anybody else watching, you should know that there's another demo session tomorrow, and like, let's see here, 12, 13, 14 hours from now, 14 hours and 30 more minutes, we are gonna do another demo session with other projects, and obviously everybody's invited. And other than that, I think we are done for the day, for the evening also. Is there anything else that you want to add, David, in regards to today?
No, I just a big thank you to all of the hackers, and thank you three for showing up for the demos today.
Yes.
It was fun.
Yeah, so
Bye-bye.
Awesome. And thank you, Jan and the DoraHacks team for hosting us and for supporting us the past 2 weeks with all our questions and requirements. And please help us. Please do this. Please do that. Thank you again, the entire DoraHacks team.
appreciate it. So like this concludes our demo session for today. I think it was super cool to see what the hackers were building in the last 2 weeks. Yeah, so see you tomorrow, and thanks for all the presentations today.
See you soon, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.